2025 is going to be my year of holding myself accountable for the guidelines that I set in my life. Oftentimes, we hold space for people in our life and we know they don't deserve to be there, but because of the weight that we allow them to carry in our lives, the role that we allow them to hold in our lives, the space they take up in our lives, we tend to let things slide, which in result hurts us more than it hurts them. And this is something that I am currently still working on. This is something that I am guilty of. And I had to realize that it is up to me to set boundaries with people versus just waiting for them to change. Because the truth is, people may never change. And that is hard to grasp. The art of accepting is really hard to grasp because you want to deep down inside think that people truly are going to change, that they are not this way, that there's no way they are who they appear to be. They can change. If I can do it, why can't they? Reality is they may never change. And that is hard to grasp because we then have to decide what we do from this point on with that person. Do we allow them to just take up space in our life? Do we just deal with whatever they come with because we really want their presence, or we believe we want their presence or need their presence? How do we move on? How do we cope with having these people around in our lives that we allow to take up space? I can tell you for me that I have learned to set boundaries. And that's just simple. I have to set boundaries because I was learning that mentally, emotionally, having certain people around in my life, and I thought that whenever they did something wrong to me, they would just understand, know right away, apologize, and move forward. That is not real. Although we would like it to be, it is not real. And we have to realize that it is up to us. And it's almost like an irresponsible thing if we know certain people in our lives do stuff to us that hurt us. And it could be unintentional, but 9 times out of 10, if you already had these conversations with these people, you would want them to actually get it right. When are we going to actually stand up for ourselves and set boundaries? There are certain situations where you do not always have to be defensive and set boundaries, because being uncomfortable is part of growth, which I'm also learning. Being uncomfortable is you're growing, right? When you're uncomfortable. When you have to mentally and physically and emotionally be disrupted when it comes down to having said people in your life that you just think they're going to change, that is unhealthy. And that is not growth, because there's nothing growing there. It's just you feeling down or sad or upset or irritated or whatever the case may be after your interactions with these said people. It is hard because 9 times out of 10, these people are actually loved ones. They could be parents, they could be siblings, they could be even spouses. But it's not supposed to be this hard. You know what I mean? It can't be this hard. And so you have to set boundaries, whatever those boundaries are for you. You have to be responsible to set them, because what I realize is I can no longer just go on and say, this person's treating me bad. This person is hurting me. They know what they're doing. They're not changing. Yeah, babes, because they're probably never going to change. They're probably never going to change. And so you have to put the responsibility on yourself and actually set boundaries for yourself and your well-being, your peace of mind. I know personally with me, and I'm not saying everyone feels this way, but personally with me, not only would I question, like, why can't this person understand me, or why can't this person change? Why can't they just do right? Why can't they change? Why can't they change? We also have the life of like social media, right? Where you're scrolling on social media and you're perceiving people's life online, because y'all know social media is just all a perception. It's not like this is what life is every day. This is just posting what they want to post, right? We post what we want to post online. So we perceive what people live like online. When you see people having an interaction with their mom or their siblings or a spouse or an in-law or whatever the case may be, and you're just like, I want that, or I wish I had that, or it would be nice to have that. And so letting go of those people in your life or setting boundaries with them may be hard, because it's like, this is my bloodline, like this is my family, like I don't want to cut them off, or I don't want to, but sometimes that's what it takes. Sometimes to keep your peace of mind and to grow is to understand that this is not healthy. This is not a healthy situation. I used to think, like, when people say, oh, it's lonely at the top, when they were like in reference to success and money, like, but I look at that saying now as like everything. When it comes to your peace of mind, it's lonely at the top. When it comes to growth in general, it's lonely at the top, because sometimes the people that you hold close to you, if they're not growing or showing any type of improvement, or you have simply outgrown them, you got to leave them behind. And so it's kind of lonely because you can't take them with you. And that also can hinder your growth, because you don't want to be alone. You want to take them with you. You want them to be there, and you believe that they should be there. So you're just going to wait for them to change. In reality, they're not going to. They're not going to. You would love for them to, but they're not going to. And you have to decide what type of boundary you want to set with them. And that is what I'm doing for this year. Starting this year, I am setting my boundaries with people, because I cannot go on and have pain in my heart or feel uncomfortable or feel the feelings that I feel that are just not good when I have certain people in my life anymore. It just does not make any sense to. Again, being uncomfortable is not a bad thing, because if there's growth, it's supposed to feel a little uncomfortable. People have this thing of projecting their solutions onto you as well. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Especially when you talk to other family members or whatever, they're always like, that's still your mom. That's still your brother. That's still your sister. That's da 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 da. That doesn't matter. Yes, it may hurt more because that person is bloodline, or they're a relative, or they're very close to you. Like I said, if this was like a coworker or anything like that, I'm pretty sure none of us would really like care, right? So obviously it makes it that much harder when it's someone that we have put on a pedestal in our lives to cut off or set boundaries with, but not necessarily because the bloodline or the position that they hold in your life, they should be allowed to treat you a certain way. That is not okay. It's not okay. I just want people to hear me from this message today, that setting boundaries is growth. Setting boundaries is growth, because you are recognizing that the people that you deal with may not change. We all pray and hope they will, but they may not. And so it is up to you now to decide how people move in your life. And you need to move accordingly. Or don't have certain conversations with them. Don't tell them certain things. Which, in my opinion, y'all, I just feel like if I can't have people around in my life who I can't speak openly with, I don't really want them around then. Because if I have to walk on eggshells and tiptoe around certain topics, certain things. This is me personally. I'm not going to deal with them, to be honest with you, because I can't move like that. And I'm also not a person who can just sit there and accept people how they are and still hold space for them. I'm guilty. I cannot. Because if we can have a conversation about it and I'm just supposed to just sit here and take whatever you give me, and I'm supposed to just sit here and just be hurt or just have you do foul things to me and then just chuck it up as, oh, that's part of their character, that's just who they are, but they're still my bloodline, so I'm gonna keep on pushing. That's not me. I'm sorry. I don't really care who you are. If you are causing distress in my life and I've given you chances time over again, and I've had conversations with you and you're not changing, I gotta cut you off. I gotta put me first, Lucius. I gotta put me first. That's just it, y'all. That's pretty much it. I can't, pretend, and I'm not going to. I'm here to live my full truth. We got one life to live, and I'm going to live it to my best, fullest, realest intentions. And everyone else could just move accordingly around. Do what you got to do, boo, because I'm definitely going to do what I got to do. Now, I know this is something that's easily said than done, and you might not get it the first time, you might not get it the second time, and you might not get it the third time. I have truly realized if I don't make the move and set boundaries, this is a forever cycle that's going to keep happening. Unfortunately, you could write it down to this person and tell them how you feel. You could text them. You could put smoke signals in the air. And sometimes they'll say, yeah, I get it. I understand you. And they still do the same stuff. It sucks sometimes. It really does suck because your envision of having this happy connection with somebody is blurred now. It's over because you just thought that this was going to be so much better than what it actually turned out to be. And now you feel lonely because you're just like, you don't have this person there. This person can't be in your space. But it's going to be okay. You're going to be okay. You know, when God removes something from you, He replaces it with 10 times better. So you don't have to dwell on your loss. Because it's not a loss. It's a growth. You're growing. Accepting people for who they are and meeting them where they are at is hard. We have so much faith in others more than they have in themselves. And that is hard to deal with. That's a hard pill to swallow. Because, like I said, what comes with that is making a choice. Whether we are wanting to keep these people around or we are meant to set boundaries with them. We stay dormant for years with people, going back and forth in this push-pull relationship because we are wanting this person to change or waiting for them to change, and they're not changing, and we're just going back and forth, back and forth. It's us. We have to make the choice. We have to be the ruler of our ship. We have to be the one who calls the shots and decide what role people play in our lives and move accordingly to that. Man, growing up, right? Growing up, adulting. Yeah, it hits different, especially when we are comparing it to generations in our family. Because if you have a generation of people literally in your family who have done so wrong, or if they're just, you just don't agree, these people are just not good. They're not good. But yet the whole family is just coping together, and constantly dealing with this person. And so when it comes down to you, you are expected to do the same thing because all these other people before you have done the same thing with this person. Why should I have to deal with it? I don't want to deal with it. It emotionally, mentally messes me up. Why do I have to keep dealing with that? Why do I have to keep putting up with that? And now you're the bad guy. Unfortunately, now you're the bad guy because how dare you set boundaries? Who are you? How dare you set boundaries? It's a literal joke that no one's laughing at because I don't want to be old and tired and just so washed up because I have been dealing with the same traumas and issues that my family has been dealing with from people after generation after generation. That is not my bag to carry. It's not. Don't want it. Next. Thank you. Seriously, I don't want it. And that's just what I wanted to tell y'all today. I just wanted to tell y'all that set boundaries now. I thank you guys so much for watching this video. If it's resonated with you, if you liked the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. I'm really pushing through on my journey of podcasting and just speaking my mind. If you guys have seen my channel, you know I do vlogs and lifestyle and all that, which I love. But speaking my truth, getting on here bare face and just letting it rip, pouring my heart out to you guys is also drives my passion. So if you have watched my videos and you are not subscribed, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Hit the red button below so you could join us, join the gang, join the conversations. You can reach me personally on Instagram. You can DM me. I'm over there too. All my socials are linked in my description box below. So make sure you guys check that out to follow me on other platforms. I thank you guys for allowing me to have this space with you and to speak my mind. And I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye.